Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to be able to give you the 2020 report for our Free Radical Biology and Medicine journal. I'm Kelvin Davies, the editor-in-chief, and I have several slides to show you, so we'll get straight to it. This first one takes a look at submitted manuscripts and the outcomes that they've received. So far this year, which our data actually go to the 1st of November, so we've got 2 months of data yet to collect for the year. These are the manuscripts submitted to the journal so far. And of those, this number were rejected, this number were accepted in the gray bars, these were withdrawn, and these have so far been actually published. This number is a little higher than the ones accepted this year because some that were accepted at the end of last year are actually published in this year. If you look at how the rejections here break down, what you'll see is that 54% of them, of those that are actually rejected, are what are called desk rejects. These are manuscripts that were rejected immediately by editors, and any of our or all of our editors can reject papers based on the idea that the quality is not up to what we'd like to see, or there are major difficulties with them that are obvious on sight. And then 26% of all of our rejects were manuscripts that went out for full review. We estimate that by the end of 2020, there'll be, in all, this number of total submissions will go up to 1995, with about 388 probably accepted. That'll give us a rejection rate of about 80%, which is actually what you come to when you add these two together. So overall, we're rejecting about 80% of all manuscripts that come in, which is a high number, and it's a little higher than it was last year, which in turn was higher than the years before, but it reflects the large number of papers that we're seeing. This takes a look at whether papers are being published in the traditional way or whether they're being published by open access, and we're what is called a hybrid open access journal, which means that not all of our papers are open access, just the ones where authors elect to pay for the open access option. And you can see this is gradually increasing a little bit each year, going up in terms of how many people are willing to take the open access option. Here we're looking at editorial speed for accepted and rejected articles. And what you'll notice is that if you look at the submission to first decision for a desk decision, that's taking about 0.8 of a week on average. And it's taking about 4.7 weeks for a submission to first decision with a standard review process. And then submission to final editorial outcome is taking about 7.4 weeks. Now, while we'd like these to be better, what you hopefully notice is that the trend is definitely in the right direction. The lower these bars go, the better it is for every author. And we are trying to improve all of these numbers all the time. And in fact, we just had a meeting of the editors last week and came up with some new ways to try to increase our speed. If you look at the average of the manuscripts that went out for full review, as opposed to those that were done by desk reject, the average time to a first decision for all submissions is about 2.7 weeks. We'd like that to be a little lower, but it's not that high, to be honest, compared with most other journals. If we look at average editorial and publication speed here, sorry, went by the wrong one, for published articles, what you can see is that it takes about 5.4 weeks for the first decision, about 10.8 for a final decision, that's including revision. And it's taking about 12 weeks to be published online, which is actually, considering that almost all papers go through some revision, 12 weeks for receipt, designation of finding reviewers, getting reviewers who will actually accept to review a paper. Many reviewers these days are not accepting papers to review or are being deluged with so many papers that they're overworked and can't take more. But to get your paper up online in 12 weeks is not that bad. It takes quite a bit longer to get it actually published finally, but that's the online that most people care about. And so we've been trying to improve that. If we look at the site score, FRBM is in the orange bar going across the page. So we're holding pretty steady. And one thing that's I think interesting to note is that if you look at the top 3 cited journals in the field, which is FRBM, RB, and ARS, we're basically all pretty much at the same point these days, and have been for the last couple of years. These numbers only go to 2019 because it takes everything that's been cited. If we look at impact factor, RB is doing a little better than the rest of us, but we're very respectable at about 6.2 along with ARS, and we're trying to improve that. If you look at citations for all articles, we're up at about 42,000, almost going on for 43,000. And as you can see, that's definitely the leader in the pack. So we're quite proud of all of our articles that are getting citations. And you see that here as well. If you look at the number of papers that are where an impact factor has been calculated, and you look at how they're cited, we have 473, and our nearest competitor is 278, and then the other two journals are way down here. So we're getting lots of papers that are being highly cited, and that's really an important factor. In terms of Science Direct, which Elsevier provides to all of our subscribers, you can see by country listed down here and in graphic form here. Obviously, China is a major user, but lots of other countries are major users as well, and you can see the numbers here on this side. I'm going fast because you'll have this and you can take your time going back over the numbers should you wish to do that. And that's my report. I thank you for your attention. I hope you keep reading FRBM and keep submitting your papers to us. And also, please keep reviewing for us. We desperately need reviewers. Sometimes it's quite a job to find 2 reviewers for a paper. You have to go through many tries to get 2 good reviewers. So we value all of you who are reviewing for us very, very much, and hope you'll stick with it. So that's my report for 2020. Hope you enjoy the meeting, and I hope next year to be able to see everyone face to face without a covering. Bye-bye, everyone.